welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, happy Saturday again from Don Getling and Gino Fronti with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Again, for over 6 years, we've been sharing with you just great information with great guests, and you can find out more by going to donandgino.com, donandgino.com. We kick the you-know-what out of the pizza places now after 6 years.
Finally.
we have 1,700 YouTube videos with interviews with people as great as like Scott Zimmerman here with Corporate Strategies. That's good stuff.
It is good stuff. And, you know, this is something that, like you said, you were a little passionate about in the last segment, but it's something we're passionate about in general because people don't want to think about their own demise, and so it takes a certain person to say, hey, I have to do this. And because you've done it once before, it's very easy to put it on the shelf and say, oh, I already did that. And time goes by. And I know when we redid my policy, I think I had been in my policy 10 or 11 years. Right. I had only 8 or 9 years left. And that's a common thing that you're seeing every day is that people bought something and then they think they're good, but maybe it's time to look at it again.
Well, maybe back then you maybe only did have 8 to 9 years left, but you've changed your lifestyle, so thank you.
Yeah. Well, actually, funny story is that I actually got better rates now because I was so much heavier back then. I didn't get as good of a rating, and I actually got better rates now than I did back then. So, yeah, if you've lost some weight or you've changed your lifestyle, definally a good reason to look at your life insurance.
Yeah, go to Afterburn, do the challenge, then do your test, and then you can go back off.
Wait a year.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, again, we're here with Scott Zimmerman with Corporate Strategy. Actually, we know Scott from Afterburn Fitness, and he's a fitness guru, but he's more of an insurance guru than anything. And it's not just life insurance. It's anything you want regarding corporate insurance,
HR
benefits,
benefits,
HR benefits, you name it. Go to corpstrat.com, right?
Right, corpstrat.com. Go ahead.
Your website is amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys have like 100 different subjects that you guys can cover. After 29 years, you guys are the experts.
We have an amazing team, probably like you guys, just amazing people that work with us. So we're very fortunate.
All right.
So during the break, you were telling us about a specific insurance audit that you did and why in our world, we call that the cost of waiting.
Right.
And so you have the same thing in your world is you could just wait a little bit and be popped out into a crazy new tier.
It really is amazing. So I was just giving the guys an example. Met with actually a friend of mine out here in Valencia, and he wanted me to look at his present insurance. So he has a term policy. He's got 11 years left on it, which I showed you guys.
Right.
So I showed him a new 20, 25, and 30-year term policy just to lock in those rates. His feeling was he's got his house is paid off. He doesn't have a lot of money, but he wants to make sure his wife and kids are taken care of in case something happened to him. But he's 54, so I showed him the 20, 25, and 30. But he's at 54 for the 20-year level. If he does it now, compared to waiting just 2 years from now, it goes up $1,000 a year by waiting 2 years.
Just 2 years.
2
is
years.
Amazing.
But what's interesting is he's doing the 30-year level. It's going to, by waiting 2 years, it goes up $4,000 a year.
Wow.
To do the 30-year level. Be doing it now or just waiting 2 years?
All right,
Can you
so
imagine an extra
just-
$400
yeah,
a month
I mean,
just for waiting?
Yeah, waiting 2
See, our
years.
show just saved $4,000 for someone.
Right.
They got to be in their 50s like you, Don.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you actually, we were talking about that. When you're in your 30s, you
good
think you're invincible. You don't really
Yeah.
worry about the insurance so much. 40s, you start, maybe I should. 50s, for sure, you're like, darn, I better have insurance. So it makes even a bigger difference as you get older.
It
Of course,
does.
in your 30s, you can get smoking insurance. You should get it done and be done because it'd be cheap. And then as you get older, it gets more expensive. But even more so, as you continually, each year, it could cost you $500,000 and so forth. So re-look at your insurance policy. You might think, one and done, oh, shoot, I didn't think about it. It's done in 8 years. What's going to happen in that 8 years? You can probably do the numbers and go, oh, when you're 61, now it's going to be $6,000 more than what you're paying now.
Right, exactly. That does happen a lot. I want to just mention one more thing. People that have permanent life insurance, and again, there's so many different kinds, but you really want to keep track of it. You should look at it every year. Run the numbers. You can go to the insurance company and say, show me what it's going to take, what premium it's going to take to carry it to 90, 95, 100, whatever you want. And you want to make sure you're on track because those policies are based on, most of them, on interest rates, on what the insurance company is paying out. when interest rates are low, you know,
And they've been really low
right,
lately.
they've been really low lately. So
Like,
people
you're getting
bought
nothing.
Yeah, people bought policies 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they think it's going to go to 100. And it may go to 70, 75, 80. Who knows? And if you're going to live a long time, most people are living longer than ever before, right?
So that's interesting, right? Because nobody expected interest rates to decline the way they have and to stay this low. And we've got our own conspiracy theories about why they've got to stay low for the future.
Right.
So when you are looking at some of these policies, you're right. Return on investment is actually a big factor, and insurance agents have the ability to modify those numbers within some range, right? You have some limitations on the range, but
not modify the what I'm saying, not the interest rates.
not the interest rates. Okay,
No.
because I know that if you show me a projection with 4% interest rate, you show me a projection with 6% interest rate, big difference.
Insurance agents can show interest rates with a project. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so anybody who showed a projection in the 80s could have shown something. Oh, you're going to get 8 to 12%.
16% back then.
Yeah, can you imagine?
But
and now
that's
they're
a
in the
good point,
threes.
because
And now they're 4 and 3,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
mean, just like you said, they've gone down so much, so it changes your projection. So, unfortunately, the show's starting to, we're headed towards the end here.
Yeah.
So, two things. One, you should relook at your insurance. If you don't have insurance, for one, please, it'll be the biggest peace of mind you'll ever have for you and your family. Because I know when Gina and I got it, and I love that we have it together for our business too, because it's like, hey, God forbid we don't want anything to happen, but if it did, it would affect our business dramatically, and now we're a little protected and stuff, or our families are protected, either or. And two, you should relook at whatever insurance policy you have currently, because you could potentially, Scott can save you money in the long run, because you might only have 8 years, 12 years left. Maybe you need to re-up it and do it now before, like you said, 2 years made a difference of over $1,000 a year on the policy.
20-year, right, for a 20-year term.
The nice thing is it doesn't cost anything to look at it, right? This
No.
audit is free, right?
It's free.
So-
we actually have an audit. You can go to the website. It's a life insurance audit. You can just fill it out. We're not trying to sell you policy. We're trying to save your. A lot of times, we're trying to save your policy. If you just put in a little bit more money, it'll go all the way to 100. So we try and save it if it makes sense. Sometimes it makes sense to move it, but there's an audit right on our website. You can fill it out. You can call me. We'll fill it out for you, and it makes it really simple.
All right, go to
Nice.
corpstrat.com, and how can they get a hold of you? Just go to corpstrat.com?
Or they can call me anytime, 818-377-7260.
All right.
All right.
I love it. I love having you here, buddy. You're always just, if you notice, the very experienced people, we're the same way, very calm, cool, and collected, because we know our job and we love what we do. We're helping you out there.
Yeah, and life insurance is just one of those things, guys. Take action on it. We've talked about 2017. We ask you to take action. Life insurance is one of those things. Take action on it. Get a trust. Get a life insurance policy. Sleep easy at night.
There you go. You heard it right here. Thanks again, Scott, for being part of our
thanks for
show.
having me. I
Thanks
love
for
you
being a
guys.
great friend
Thank
and helping our clients out. It's really cool.
I appreciate it. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
And thank you for joining us every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can always find out more and listen to past shows by going to donandgino.com. Click on, you'll see a ton of interviews with, college planning, insurance planning, estate planning, real estate, you name it, we got it. Thank you for being part of our show. Again, every Saturday, 9 a.m. Have a great weekend.